All right. What's up, y'all? What's up? Happy well, whatever. Um
4th of July, man. It's the 4th. Come on now.
Okay, yeah, 4th of July. Yeah, okay. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are back for another week of Just a Fan Podcast. What's up?
Let me clarify something right quick, okay? Because I know you read on the caption says series ending. It's not the end of our podcast. For anybody who sees that at the bottom for the caption on our show, this is the end of our 8-week series where we are doing, we're previewing all 8 divisions in the NFL, and we're ending with the NFC West. So it's the end of our series. We were supposed to, it was supposed to be anybody who wanted to come on the show, let us know. But basically, we had people that was just too scared to come on for AFC West last week, and they don't want to go head to head with me tonight because we talking about NFC West. Uh-oh. But yeah, so that's what it was supposed to be. There was a series where it was like you, the fan, can come on and you come talk about your team. Shout out to all those people who came on and talked with us before. But no, our podcast is not ending. When you see series ending, that means the division preview is ending. All right, go ahead, Brandon.
Dang, man, you like 5 minutes ahead of the show. Let me rewind you real quick, man. Let's bring it back, man. You way ahead. Come on, slow down, E. Slow down. We're gonna get there, okay?
I'm back at home, man. I was in the desert.
Yeah, man. Those Cardinals fans had you shooken up, huh? You all right?
Nah, they know not to run up on me. They're like, "What you gonna say?"
You okay, E?
First of all, what's a Cardinals fan? That's first thing.
You okay?
Well, yeah, I'm fine. Well,
you sure?
You said Cardinals fan. I'm like pink.
Go ahead, B.
Sasquatch. Well, I'm just saying.
Lord have mercy.
The Rougarou.
Steve, see what you've been missing, man. all this tomfoolery. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we're back for another week of Just a Fan Podcast. I am your quarter host, the NFL Encyclopedia, the Wildcat quarterback that runs this thing, Coach Williams. That direction, the Austin 316 of football, the defensive minded, coming back from enemy territory. What's up, Hando?
From behind enemy lines. I'm just trying to tell you.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, look who's back.
Coming to the stage. Give it up for.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it.
We spoke about
it. Don't do it.
Okay, I quit.
Anyway, what's up, Steve? How you doing, man? You good?
Good, man. I ain't been here in a minute, but I've been paying attention for sure to you guys, man. To the league, to the sport. Always locked in.
All right. So, as Eric said, this is not the end of our show. Not at all. This is the end of the 8-week series. And we finished with the NFC West conversation. We do want to thank everyone who did come onto our show. Guys from Anime Dolphin to Natty to just everybody, man. So we appreciate it. We are getting ready to rank these teams 4 through 1. No records in the NFC West. And I'm out here. I'm enjoying the fireworks as we speak. So let's get started. We have at number 4, Steve. Since you haven't been here in a long time, we're gonna start with you, man.
Number 4, I'm gonna have to say the Cardinals.
Okay.
I think there's too much dysfunction going on right now. D-Hop doesn't want to be there. Kyler has his own stuff going on. They're just really dysfunctional, man. They didn't win much at all last year. So, in my opinion, they have to be number 4. They have to be the worst right now in the entire division, completely. That's all I got to say, man.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go last because this is your division, man. This is your division.
All right, go ahead. You know, I got. I'm ready.
Well, as a matter of fact, with all 4 picks, I'm gonna let you go last just because this is your division, man. So, number 4, I too have Arizona as well. Steve got us started with saying this franchise is dysfunctional. In recent history, they don't really do a good job of drafting. You drafted Fitzgerald in 2003, but he was like pretty much ready made. You drafted Patrick Peterson in 2011 from LSU, pretty much ready made. You drafted Buda Baker, okay, that's good, but you missed on Josh Rosen, who you gave him 1 year. You gave Steve Wilkes, the head coach that drafted him, 1 year because you wanted to bring in Cliff Kingsbury because of this spread thing that was going on, that was emerging to the NFL. You drafted Kyler Murray, who is all arm talent and no brains, no football IQ whatsoever. He's hold on. I'm gonna let you ride, Steve. Give me a minute. He just throws the ball all over the yard. You mentioned D Hop don't want to be there. I mean, D Hop right now he's mulling decisions between Tennessee and New England, unless somebody else comes out of nowhere. Some of the guys who you did draft, you didn't know what to do with them. Hassan Reddick, he went to Carolina for 1 season, and people were like, oh well, Hassan Reddick is a pass rusher. How come Arizona couldn't figure that out? He had a great season in Philadelphia. Isaiah Simmons, you still trying to figure him out. You talking about moving him to safety with this new defensive coaching staff. So, and I don't think you figured out Xavier Collins either yet. So right now, Arizona just in bad position. They need to go ahead and trade Buda Baker for a 1st-round pick or a 2nd-round pick at worst. I would trade Hollywood Brown because no need to have him on the team. Get some kind of draft pick for him. Steve, I know what you said about Kyler Murray being there for a long time, but my thing is it's almost time to just erase your mistakes and just get rid of them. If not after the season, but after next season, just take the big cap hit. Just do it.
Yeah. So my thing was
it's time to rebuild. Go ahead. I'm
not saying get rid of him. I'm saying so. My point yesterday was he's on the contract for a while, but they're dysfunctional, man. Like, okay, Cliff wasn't brought in because of a spread offense. He was brought in because Arizona was clout chasing off of Pat Mahomes' success. That's what the entire hire was about. Oh, Pat Mahomes, blah blah. Okay, he's doing well. Let's bring his college coach. Let's make a big splash. Yeah, but you don't draft well. And he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He didn't win in college. Definitely not going to win in Arizona. He didn't win. I called it out. And now he's at UCLA, I think.
No, he's at USC. With Lincoln Riley being the quarterback's coach.
One of those two. And Lincoln Riley has a big hand in that offense. I'll just leave it at that. So
we know that.
It was a bad hire. They're just dysfunctional, man. And that's just how they've always been. Well, not always been. In recent years, that's how they've been, and they're not going to go far. I mean, it's plain and simple.
They're in rebuild mode.
All right. So, yeah, first of all, let's piggyback on everything you said. You got your 2 most dynamic playmakers on the team on either side of the ball, in Buda Baker and then in DeAndre Hopkins. Neither one of them want to be there. Okay, so let's start with that. One of them's already gone. He's like, they weren't even smart enough to even try to work out a trade where they could get some capital for DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins walked out of the door and they got nothing for him. I do understand he's closing in on the downside of his career, but he still has productive years left, and you could have got something for him. They didn't do that. So that's the first thing. Buda Baker, who's a dynamic safety, does not want to be there anymore. You know why? Because he's tired of getting his teeth kicked in by the rest of the league. He want to go somewhere where he can win. And he realizes that this franchise, this front office is not going to do anything to try to help them get better. So he's like, I'm spinning my wheels. I'm wasting the best years of my life, my prime. Let me go somewhere else. Okay. There's nothing they can do to work that out. That's number 2. Number 3, Kyler Murray is the 6th highest paid quarterback right now in the NFL. That is a Travis sham mockery. A travesty, a sham, and a mockery.
Yeah.
Okay. Because bottom line, he has not proven in beyond any realm of possibility that he is him at quarterback. He crumbled completely in the playoffs, the only playoff game he got into against the Rams, and basically refuses to study his craft, because where he came from, he was able to rely on just his physical ability and not knowing the actual game itself, the nuances of the game. He came in Allen High School in Texas. He was like that. They won some state championships because he had a fantastic team around him and he could rely on his physical ability. Guess what? He goes off to college, same thing. And everybody was like, oh my God, yeah, Kyler Murray. I was like, okay. I said, keep watching. Y'all gonna be people wanted to fight me because I said Kyler Murray ain't all that. And there's another quarterback in this division I'm finna talk about too. That's the same way. People wanted to fight me when he came out of college. and I was like, no, he trash. At best, he mediocre. Oh man, no, he okay. All right, bet. So anyway, I digress. This franchise has lost more than they could ever replace in one off season. And right now it's time, it's fire sale time. It's time to get as much capital as you can get and try to retool and get back in there. Because right now you don't have a snowball's chance in South Texas right now in July. Okay. To do anything this season, probably even the next couple of seasons. I mean, just the list goes on and on. If you just look at the let me scroll. The losses that they took as far as personnel. You lost Byron Murphy, who's a great young corner. He's now a Viking.
Yes.
Okay? DeAndre Hopkins already gone. Buda Baker once out.
Yeah, man.
It's just a JJ Watt retired.
That's why
I went from one dysfunctional team in Houston to another one.
Listen.
I'm gonna be
that's why I said go and trade Hollywood Brown, because there's no need to have Hollywood Brown on your team. He needs to go somewhere where he can try to at least contribute somewhere.
But it starts at the quarterback, man. Like, listen, if your quarterback is not locked in, a team will only go as far as their either in the lead defense or your quarterback is how far a team is going to go, man. And so Kyler Murray, what he brings, his mentality, work ethic, man, people in the locker room see this. They're like, yo, he ain't the one. So everyone's trying to freaking bail.
Yeah.
The quarterback.
You're right. Go ahead.
And if you look at the roster, it's like that roster doesn't scare me outside of a couple of people. It's like after Marquise Brown, do y'all know who the next receiver on the depth chart is? Exactly. Exactly. Because you weren't able to go, oh, yeah, it's Rondale Moore, who, let's be honest, come on, bro.
Yeah, Rondale Moore at best is probably a number 4, number 5 wide receiver.
And then after Rondale Moore, that's it. You got Zach Ertz. He's okay. He's pretty
good.
Yeah,
but he's I know Ertz is long in the tooth, man.
That's what I was doing. It's gonna go as far as the quarterback goes, man.
No, you're right, and that's why I try to tell you, Steve. I said, look, I know he's on the contract for a long time, but you got to take your losses, man. And if, like I said, if not after this season, then after the following season, you just need to let him go.
But they won't, because
I know
that dead cap is gonna bite them in the behind, man. They are.
You should have gave him to him in the first place.
100. I agree 100%. I'm just saying.
Okay, and let me say this too. When you scout these players, you a multi-billion with a big dollar franchise. You should be finding out everything about these players, how locked in they're going to be, for their careers, even when they make money. But hold on, Steve. Wait. Even if you make that draft mistake, he's in your locker room and you see what's going on. If he's not doing what he should supposed to be doing, regardless of position, if it's quarterback, I don't care if it's middle linebacker, I don't care if it's safety, tight end, whatever. If that player's not locked in, then you need to let him go. First, try to trade him and try to get some kind of return for him. But if you can't, then you release him.
Yeah.
He should have never, ever gotten that big contract, and it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life when you got to put a clause where you got to put down a game controller and you need to take notes on film. And that's a shame.
I'm agreeing.
I've never seen that before.
I'm agreeing 100%. I'm saying is it takes effort, and teams are lazy. They want big names, they get them, and they think it's just all gonna be all good, man. And it just doesn't work that way.
I understand it, but I tell you what though, the better you and I'm gonna keep saying this because this is my favorite thing to say on the show. The better you are at scouting, drafting, and developing your team, the more you have a chance of going deeper into the playoffs, and you will get your recognition as a franchise. Your players will get their recognition. They will get their endorsements, and your franchise will be making money, and you'll be filling up the seats and the box seats and selling merchandise and popcorn and sodas and candy canes and everything else, man. I don't. To me, it's almost the easiest. It's one of the simplest formulas to go by. You scout, which means you need to find out everything about that player that you need to know. You draft them, and I'm not just talking about round 1. I'm talking about round 7 too, even and rookie free agencies. You and you develop the player.
That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you. That's what I'm saying.
I know you are, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know why all 32 teams don't do that. It's like I said, I know. Okay, fine, lazy. Well, you know what? You keep being lazy and keep swinging for the big names. You're gonna keep being 4-13 or 3-14
and that's why they are who they are.
Or you're gonna be the first ever 0-17 team in NFL history.
That's why teams like that are where they are, man, because it takes effort and they don't understand that, well, if I do some homework and get the right guy in here and do a good deal, if we win long term, that can be more beneficial than a splash by drafting a big name out of college. And that's why the Cardinals are who they are. That's why they've never won anything. You know, they've come close, sure, one time, but they never won anything. And the organization has continued to repeat that behavior, man. And that's why they're the Cardinals, who no one takes serious.
And the only reason why they got close and I know he's ready to go. So I know he's ready to say something. The only reason why they got close was because the quarterback was Kurt Warner. And Kurt Warner was the type of quarterback who has a mentality to sit there and say, oh, look, I come in here and I study film and I'm going to try hard and do what I need to do to be a starter quarterback and a successful quarterback.
Oh, and he already had a success. And
no, granted he had success, but you got to remember too, he had success and then he had to take his lumps after that success because New England showed everybody on TV how to handle the greatest show on turf. He went to the Giants. And then he came to Arizona competing for the starting job with Matt Leinart, who another quarterback they drafted who don't care about playing in the NFL. All he want to do is just whatever. And
splash name they drafted. But Kurt Warner already knew what it took to get it done, even though he had a hell of a roster.
But my thing is this, though. If you're the owner and you saw that with Kurt Warner, you got to want that again.
Owners don't
know. Hold on, wait. Even when you bought in Carson Palmer, now I know Carson Palmer didn't take him anywhere, but I know Carson Palmer showed how to be a professional quarterback. You have got to want to replicate that. Kurt Warner, Carson Palmer showed you, if anything. But Kurt you go to Josh Rosen and then you go to Kyler Murray. Go ahead, because I know you're ready to say something.
Yeah, so let's also throw this out here. There's another reason why Arizona's going to be number 4 in this division this season. Steve said it. He's like, it's all dependent on the quarterback. You got a quarterback with a busted ACL. We left that out. Also, so he's got to be able to show and prove. Because watch this, his cap hit is $16 million in 2023. Okay. Now watch this. In 2024, it jumps up to a ridiculous $51.8 million.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So that means this year. So okay. I don't know who Arizona drafted this past year in the 23 draft, but your guys need to hit this year now, and you want to hit next year, which means you need to be trading players. That's another reason to trade players for picks, because
you gotta have draft picks.
Who's gonna come in?
You gotta have draft picks to be successful. The way the quarterback's contract is set.
You're not gonna be able to bring in anybody. Who wants to come to Arizona anyway right now? Knowing what's going on. So you're gonna have to hit trading Buda Baker now for a first round pick is it right now. Okay, trading Hollywood Brown for a third or whatever you can get for him is it right now. You need to do those two things, and you need to hit on these draft picks. Your draft need to look like almost a 2007 New York Giants draft, or I don't know, some other very good draft in history by one team.
So yeah, that's why. Primarily why. Well, not primarily, but primarily secondary, tertiary. Those are all the reasons why Arizona is probably not going to only be just the fourth place team in the NFC West, but probably one of the worst teams in the NFC this year.
Absolutely. NFL, forget NFC. NFL, they're gonna be horrible, man.
Who's their backup?
Clayton Tune, I believe.
Who?
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's Colt McCoy is still on the roster.
Okay, well that's okay. I mean, that's all right. That's halfway okay.
Then Clayton Tune is actually the backup because Colt McCoy is going to be a starter because we don't know if Kyler Murray's ready to start.
I would take him over. He's way cheaper than Kyler and similar production, to be completely honest, man. Like Colt McCoy can still play.
And
but they are.
But I tell you what though, Colt McCoy's going to be a professional quarterback.
That's what I'm
Colt
saying.
McCoy's going to study film.
You can listen. You can between the next 2 seasons, you can save $50 million by having him start.
They are stuck with Kyler Murray.
They are.
If Kyler Murray does not produce, this team will not just be bad this year; they will be bad in perpetuity. They're going to be bad. They're going to be bad for you. Because here's the thing: at the end of his contract, they're still going to be reeling from what the fallout from his contract. So they're going to be bad even after he's gone. If he does not come back from this injury and play like everybody who don't know nothing about football said he was going to play, if he doesn't do that, they're not going to just be bad this year. They're going to be bad for a minute.
I was surprised they paid him that, man.
Kyler Murray's going to have to perform like Superman.
Yeah.
He's going to have to play. He's going to perform like Superman. He's going to have to go out there, put the S on the chest, and carry the team to.
It's a lowercase s.
That's for sooner.
No, it's just a lowercase s because uppercase s ain't gonna be able to fit on his jersey. Because
I'm just saying, like he's
Oshkosh Bagosh. That's who makes his jersey.
Who he say? Gap Kids.
Gosh.
Oh Lord.
That's hilarious, man.
No, he's gonna have to perform like Superman. Or he's going to perform he's going to perform like Super Mario after receiving the star.
No, because he don't get bigger. He can perform like Ant-Man. He can Ant-Man.
But Ant-Man,
Steve, number 3.
Ant-Man can't, without the growing part where he can grow, This little Ant-Man.
Steve 3, go.
Lannister. Number 3. Let me see. I'm gonna have to go Rams.
Okay.
Talk to Rams. Mainly because it's a lot of what have you done for me lately, and the Seahawks had a better season last year than the Rams. Geno Smith had a really good season at quarterback. The Rams didn't. I don't see how they've improved. I mean, by default, I mean, that's how it ended last year. I don't see how they're going to be better this year, to be completely honest. So I got to say the Rams at number 3 in the NFC West.
All right. So I too have the Rams at number 3. and the Rams are number 3 because they just have a better roster and better quarterback than the Cardinals do. Now, Stafford could go down again with that elbow because I still don't trust that elbow. I don't care what anybody say, but you know that's me. I know you have a couple running backs in Cam Akers and Sony Michel, whatever. You have a receiver, Cooper Kupp. Your next receiver is what, Van Jefferson, I think.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who's on your offensive line.
It hasn't improved.
Your front seven, not named Aaron Donald, is like, okay. Your secondary, who's in your secondary? Because Jalen Ramsey's in Miami, Taylor Rapper's in Buffalo. Who's in your secondary? Like, I'm trying. So the Rams are number 3 by default because they have a better situation than Arizona, but know, that's it.
And I know Eric's ready to go. Give me 1 second, Eric. and so again, I'm saying the only reason why I'm putting the Rams over the Cardinals is because they just have a slightly better roster and a better coaching staff.
Yeah, that too.
And that's why I'll put them there. Like we said, Matt Stafford may not even be healthy or be able to play most of the season, half of the season at all.
He needs to retire.
The entire roster is better than the Cardinals, which is the only reason why they're above the Cardinals in my rankings. Go ahead. I know he's ready. He's been waiting for this.
Okay, so a couple of years ago, the Rams looked up and won a Super Bowl, and they had everything bounced their way. And so they could win that Super Bowl. There was several instances from the Super Bowl to the NFC Championship game to the divisional round and so forth that they got those lucky bumps so they could get in, they could win a Super Bowl. And there were people that were Rams fans. Because let's be honest, what's a Rams fan? But we in this thing and we that. I said, what you have done to build this roster that was barely able to scrape out a Super Bowl win is not sustainable and is going to come back and it's going to bite you in the ass. I said that right after they won a Super Bowl. But everybody else, hey, Demarion, but everybody else was like, no, the Rams going to be good for a long time. They're going to win the division, this, that, and the third. And I'm sitting like I said, there's a host of reasons why that's not going to happen. And here's why. You gave away all your draft picks to just bring in talent that you couldn't afford to pay long term. Okay. Bobby Wagner's back in Seattle. Jalen Ramsey, who in my opinion isn't really that good, is in Miami. And let's be honest, Bobby Wagner's on the backside of his career. So the only mainstay piece that you have on your defense right now is Aaron Donald, who is on the backside of his career. Doesn't mean he's probably still make the Pro Bowl, probably still be all pro. But they brought in Matt Stafford. Everybody was, Matt Stafford this and Matt Stafford. Hercules. Everybody was doing that about Matt Stafford. And no, this is before the elbow.
No, I know, but I'm pointing to the elbow.
I'm going to talk about his propensity to turn the ball over that people are ignoring. Because he threw 18 interceptions, man. Like on the Super Bowl winning season. What you gonna do? What's gonna happen when he doesn't have Brandon? And I'm gonna give you credit for this one. What you gonna do when he don't have the protection he had? And so, sure enough, that offensive line didn't look too great last year, did it? Mm-hmm. That's one of the reasons why that elbow got messed up. Now, Matt Stafford is not a young man. You ain't gonna mess up your elbow and bounce back and just go back to throwing high velocity passes at the age that he's at right now. Mm-hmm. And even if you can. And even if you can, who you throwing to other than Cooper Kupp?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So bottom line, I have the Rams as my number 3 team only, and y'all don't remember this or anything like this because y'all kind of young, but that's called which turd floats highest in the toilet, basically out of the Cardinals and the Rams, and the Rams just happen to float higher in the toilet. That's it. No, they will not make the playoffs. And they'll barely get to 500, if that. Because I just don't believe in Matt Stafford. I never really have. And then I'm sorry, you can't. Aaron Donald can't put that whole team on his back, offense and defense, and say, "Yeah, we finna go win." That's not finna happen. He's a phenomenal player. He still needs to learn who Debo Samuel is. I ain't surprised he ain't learned yet. He's a slow learner.
If I'm Aaron Donald, I would have retired after the Super Bowl, but okay.
There you go.
But he just needs to go ahead and retire.
Aaron Donald is a Hall of Famer right now. If he just walks away from the game, right?
Yeah, just go ahead, man. I mean,
before training camp, he walks away right now. He's still a Hall of Famer.
You got money, you got your ring, you're fine. Keep it moving. There's no need to be there.
And that's the thing about the Rams. You know, they went all in for their year and it paid off. They remind me of, I'm going back and changing sport, of the 2011 Dallas Mavericks, right? They brought in all the veterans, you know, went all in one year, won it. But after that, no sustainability. And the Rams did that. It paid off for them that year. But after that, it's time to gut rebuild. I don't know if they will, but yeah, they're not going to do anything. They're still overpaying people, not drafting well.
Same thing with the Cardinals, not drafting well. Same thing.
Yeah, but at least when the Rams went all in, like it's what the Eagles just tried this past year, but didn't work for them. So now they're seeing the brunt of that. You know, at least the Rams, you know, it paid off for them that 1 year, which is productive, but it ain't gonna.
It's not sustainable.
The next few years is gonna be trash.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you right now, just like the Cardinals, it's probably going to get worse before it gets better.
Definitely.
It probably is. Okay, so yeah, the Rams and the Cardinals are just they're what and what, but I think just from the standpoint of quarterback, I think Matt Stafford is better than any quarterback they're gonna put on the field in Arizona, and that's the only reason why I have the Rams as my number 3 team in this division. But they won't make the playoffs. So yeah,
I wonder who the Rams' backup quarterback is because
Stetson Bennett.
Honestly, they did draft him.
Mm-hmm.
I think Stetson Bennett was a product of Georgia, man.
I believe so too.
He's a product of Georgia. He
looking like Balcula on Quantum Leap.
He got overhyped. He got overhyped. He did. He got overhyped.
I'm laughing at Eric, man.
What? He looked like Scott Balcula from Quantum Leap. Oh, you remember the movie Scott Bakula was in called Necessary Roughness, where he was a 37-year-old starting quarterback? That's what he looked like.
That's why I'm laughing.
That's what he looked like. So yeah, but yeah, they're easily number 3. So let's go on to number 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me start.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to say the Seahawks, and I gotta do 2 and 1 at the same time, because obviously if I pick number 2, you know who number 1 is, right? So I gotta say Seattle. And I know San Fran has, quarterback health issues and what they want to do there, but San Fran has the better roster, the better coaching staff, the better front office than Seattle does. I think Seattle's still a decent team. I think they're a formidable opponent, but they just can't see San Fran when it comes to those aspects. San Fran has better coaches, a better overall roster, especially defense, especially offense. The front office is better. They've proven that. So by default, Seattle has to be number 2 in my opinion.
I too have Seattle at number 2 as well. I'm not mad at their roster. My thing with Geno Smith, that was okay. Great job, man. I give it to you. I clap it up to you. You put up numbers, man. You did a great job. Congratulations. I expect Geno Smith to take a step back. That's not who he is. Whatever Geno Smith did last year, that was his ceiling.
Really?
And I expect him to come back down to earth and Seattle might make the wild card. They're gonna be competing for that spot, for one of those spots. But that's about it, man. I like the secondary. I like the offensive tackles. Not bad wide receiver group. But other than that, nah, Geno, like Steve said earlier, you're gonna go as far as your quarterback, and your quarterback is Geno Smith. And there's a reason why they gave him the kind of contract they gave him. They didn't put a lot of guarantees in it. He's not long term. He's there for about a year or two, and then he's gone. They'll probably draft a quarterback if they didn't this past season, probably next year, and then keep it moving.
So before my bad, Eric, before you go, so my thing about Geno, like Seattle, they've been known to spin pretty wise, and Geno had a really good season last season. I think he's good. Like you said, Brandon, I don't think he'll do much better than he did last year, and I think Seattle will still be a good opponent, but they're just not better than San Fran. Now, if San Fran wasn't in that division, then sure, yes, Seattle would, I'm sure, be the best team in that division. But they're just not better than San Fran.
Well, you got to remember too, San Francisco swept them last year too.
No. We didn't sweep them. We 3 beat them. We 3 beat them. Okay. So that means that was a regular season sweep. They met us again in the playoffs and got embarrassed on national TV.
That's what I'm saying.
We 3 beat them. We didn't just sweep them. We made sure that we removed all doubt that they were not in our category at all, and we did it with different quarterbacks. I might add. So can I go now?
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, his eyes getting there.
Hey, E. Is the grease hot? You got your cornmeal?
No, that's when I talk about San Francisco, because one thing I'm not is a homer. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say about the other teams, but that doesn't exclude my team from getting this fire. So the grease is for them.
Go ahead.
San Francisco. Okay. But yes, my number 2 team is also the Seattle Seahawks, because I'm gonna be fair. They had an excellent offseason. I'm not even gonna take that from them. Devin Witherspoon is one of my highest rated corners when I was scouting this offseason. And you adding him to a guy like Tariq Woolen. That's bookend corners. That's not nothing to sneeze at. Okay.
They still got Mike Jackson too, right?
They still have Michael Jackson and they still have Kobe Bryant. So you have you're 4 deep at corner. That's pretty solid corners. Okay? That's pretty doggone. That's solid. I'm not finna knock that. Okay. They drafted Jackson Smith and Jigba. Now, my thing about that is, to just make a blanket statement, Seattle's gonna be good down the road. They're not gonna be good this year. Okay, they're gonna make the playoffs this year, but they're not finna be like I was in the supermarket the other day and I picked up one of those, those football season preview magazines, and some jackhole wrote that Seattle is going to beat San Francisco and then turn around and then beat San Francisco in the playoffs and put San Francisco out of the playoffs.
That was in the magazine?
I was in a magazine. Somebody wrote that. I think that was either Athlon or Lindy's or one of those well-known magazines. And I bought the magazine because I needed toilet paper. So let's keep it a buck here. Like I said, I'm being extremely objective because everybody who watches this show knows that I'm a Niners fan, but I'm not going to be like Shady McCoy and be a homer. Seattle has a good team. Okay, Seattle's a very good team. And could they slip up and possibly split with the Niners this year? Have they made enough of improvement in the offseason to do that? Yeah, they could possibly split with us. Like, we might drop the game to them when we go to Seattle. They come to Levi, they're gonna get this work. But in playoff football, no. Like you said, Steve, there's a better coaching staff, slightly. It's a better roster and a more experienced roster, a more experienced big game roster. You got guys who are basically on that team in Seattle who hadn't been in big time situations. Okay, and those guys that have are kind of long in the tooth, which brings me to the quarterback. Okay, and this is the main reason why I don't have Seattle going any higher than the wild card in the second place in this division. Basically, the division's gonna fall like it did last year. Like you said, Brandon, I don't trust Geno Smith to just all of a sudden have turned his career around where now he's here now. He had I did pretty good, but He's gonna come back down to earth. He said they wrote me out, but I ain't right back. Gino, it's time for you to go to the stationery store because it's time for you to write back. Okay. Y'all putting way too much in the Geno Smith basket to feel like that they finna go off. No, they not. Geno Smith was terrified for his life in the divisional round last year. Sorry, wild card round last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He was terrified. They came out in that first half and you thought they was finna come out smoking. Oh, Seattle got some smoke. San Fran like, hold on, you trying to embarrass me on TV? Hold on, wait, I got something for you right now. So, and that's just what it is. So all you Seattle fans, all you people that became Seattle fans in 2012, just calm down, okay? And the people that live there, I don't think you think that. I don't think you think that they're gonna win this division this year. Okay. So that being said, let me be fair. Could Seattle overtake San Francisco in future years? Absolutely. I believe so. But the youth and the inexperience on his roster
exactly
is San Francisco's used to playing in big games.
Yeah, because you guys still have players on this roster who were not just on the NFC Championship team last year that lost to Philadelphia, but the previous time you guys were in the NFC Championship and even in the Super Bowl.
3 NFC Championship games appearances in 4 years.
It's the experience, man, the preparation. I had the same conversation for the NBA Warriors fan. I'm a Warriors fan, right? So Warriors were down 2-0 to the Kings. And I'm like, you have to know the Warriors are much more experienced. The coaching staff, everything, blah, blah, blah. What happened? Warriors won the series being down 2-0. The experience on how you prepare players, how you game plan, how you travel, how you condition yourself, your diet, man. These teams that have experience know how to lock in when it matters. Bottom line, man.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like I said, I'm gonna be fair about Seattle. They're a division rival, but I'm not finna sit up and act like they trash. They are not. They are a good team. I put it like this: if Seattle was in the NFC South, they'd win that division hands down. They would walk away with that division.
Absolutely.
If they were,
if they were the NFC North, they would go toe to toe with Detroit.
Yeah, that would be a good rivalry. If they were in the AFC South, I think they would walk away with that division. But this the NFC West and the San Francisco 49ers, who are the second best team in the NFC right now, are in that division. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, the kill the noise though. Like folks are saying, Seattle gonna win the division. How? Man, you better sit down and get a cup of reality. Yeah. So, but that's why I have them as my number 2. You can't trust Geno Smith just yet. If he put together 2 really good seasons, then okay, all right. But they need to have they cup of reality. So,
all right, and then we all got San Francisco number 1. Basically, we all agreed that the coaching staff with the playoff experience, the roster with the playoff experience. Whatever goes on at quarterback, and I'm gonna let Eric go into details with that. But you got the running game to go with the system. You got the playmakers to go with the system on offense. Defensively, you add a Hargrave on the defensive line with Bosa. You have 2 top 10 linebackers in the NFL in Greenlaw and Fred Warner. I think the secondary took a hit losing Jimmy Ward, and they lost Emmanuel Mosley. We'll see how that goes. But outside of that, like San Francisco being number 1, to me should not be a problem at all. Steve, you got something to say? Go ahead.
Well, I have a question. So, and you said, so I know we're still in the off season, right? Preseason's coming up soon. You said number 2 in the NFC. I know you're not saying Philly's the best team. Like, okay.
Hold on. You said, wait, time out. Who said number 2 in the NFC?
I said it.
Yeah, Eric said it.
Okay.
Said it. As of right now.
Yeah. So, and again, I'm looking to see how this shapes out. And I'm not going to say I'm real. I don't like the Niners. I don't like the Eagles, but I do know that the Niners at full strength, if they were at full strength last playoff, they would have been better than Philly.
And I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. The only thing with that is that at the same time, I got to be fair, which is what a lot of people don't do with their teams. Is like, some people watching, some people, they're like, not fair because my team is. I gotta be fair. Yes, if we'd have been at full strength, we gave them hell. We probably could have beat them in Philly. However, we didn't. And they went on to win the NFC Championship, and they lost to the.
What we're talking about now, because now
we're talking about now. But at the end of the games are played on Sundays, so like we can speculate, But I still think Philly's a little bit better.
The only reason why I'm agree with Eric, and the only thing I'm agree with Eric is because I don't know San Francisco quarterback situation. I don't know San Francisco quarterback situation,
and that's the one thing. And that was
the only reason why I kind of agree with Eric with San Francisco being number 2 as a second best team in the NFC is because I don't know San Francisco's quarterback situation. Once I find out what 49ers quarterback situation is, I might move San Francisco back up to number 1.
But we're talking right, and I agree 100% with you. But we're talking about health, which eventually is going to improve. My thing with Philly is their roster, because like I said, they tried to pull a Rams move, it didn't pay off, and now people went everywhere. They brought some folks back on lower deals, folks getting older. So yes, the QB situation is the only caveat, hypothetical situation for San Fran not being better than Philly.
And my thing, Philadelphia lost 2 linebackers. They lost Garner Johnson at safety. I think Bradbury and Slay are overrated. I think and be honest with you, I've been saying Bradbury and Slay been overrated for a while, but I think it reared its ugly head this past season. Hold on, Steve. Hold on.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just shaking my head.
Because Tyler Heineke, of all quarterbacks, put up some good numbers against Bradbury and Slay. So, be honest with you, E. Again, I hear what you're saying, but I'm the type of person that will stand on the mountain by myself, 10 toes down, with my chest out, and I'm gonna say Philadelphia is overrated, in my opinion. I know I'm a Cowboys fan. I know I don't like Philadelphia. I get it. I believe Philadelphia is overrated, and the only reason why I got a number 1 is because I don't know about 49ers quarterback situation. I need you to talk to me about 49ers conversation and talk me out of it. Maybe not right now, but during the season, I need you to talk me out of it.
Yeah. What's up, Keywan? I see you, man.
So the quarterback situation. The 49ers like to keep people in the dark about that. And before I even get started with that, the only thing that can stop San Francisco down the line is 2 things. And as long as these 2 things don't do what they do, San Francisco could possibly go to a Super Bowl. Okay. Kyle Shanahan is one in his decision in big games. His decision-making in big games has cost the 49ers at least 3 NFC championships and at least 1 Super Bowl. Okay. So, like I said, my team is not immune from criticism. As a matter of fact, it's going to get more criticism than any of the other 31 teams in the league. Okay, so Kyle Shanahan has a huge problem with his decision-making in big moments. He has always had that problem since he was offensive coordinator in Atlanta. Okay, and if he can overcome that, which is a dubious proposition at best because he is extremely arrogant. Because everybody's telling him how great he is and what a genius he is. And to his credit, he is a magnificent play designer. He is. His offense is fantastic. But when it comes down to it, you know, you could have this wonderful arsenal, but you have to know how to use that arsenal in the right moments.
Right.
So that's what's hurt the 49ers in the NFC Championship all these years.
Yeah.
The second thing is health. Okay. And that goes back to Shanahan, because Shanahan likes to drive his players into the ground. A lot of the injuries are Shanahan shares kind of the fault in that. You got Christian McCaffrey, who's had a history of injuries. If Christian McCaffrey stays healthy for 17 games, oh my God, y'all got problems. The NFC got problems. If Deebo Samuel can stay healthy for 17 games along with Christian McCaffrey, you have problems. If George Kittle can stay healthy, if the offensive line can stay healthy, so on, so on, so on, so on. So the roster itself is built to dominate, but those are the two things that are holding San Francisco back: the decision making of Kyle Shanahan and health. And historically, this team has had issues with health, and historically, this team has had issues with Shanahan in big games. If it's a regular old Sunday 1 o'clock game, oh yeah, we're gonna run roughshod over somebody. You get to a damn NFC Championship game, it's like, what the hell is Shanahan doing?
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
And I'm with you, E. But I do want to say that I want to change the optics, man, because it can get a lot worse than like Shanahan is. He has been really successful since he's been there. He's not perfect. He's better than most head coaches, whether you like it or not. I know the frustration as a fan of his team. I get it, what he can do better. But dude, as far as what you have to pick from, it can get a lot worse than Shanahan.
It can.
Believe me.
Look, dude. You talking to two Cowboy fans right here. Okay?
He's been winning with y'all. He's been winning a lot with y'all.
Here's the thing. And most 49er fans, we recognize that. And we understand that it could be worse. But here's a fun stat for you. Since he's been the 49ers head coach, his record is only 52-46. It's not like he's been blowing it out the water. Okay. That's the first thing. Okay. Second thing is, like, people who I remember Natty was on before we went on the air a few weeks ago, and I was talking about Kyle Shanahan when we were in the green room before we went on the air. And I said, I got an issue with my coach. And he's like, what? I said, hey, man, you a Commanders fan. Like, people who ain't got nothing or had bad. Shanahan's great.
No. E, no. I'm going to get you right now. Because you hard on him and Lynch a lot. But you tell me who'd you rather replace them with. And don't pick nobody.
Steve, I'm not arguing that point because I understand we have this is the best we can get. I understand that. But it's like,
and I understand your standards, but I'm like, yo.
I'm not saying fire Kyle Shanahan. I'm not saying that.
Oh.
I'm not saying that.
I know what you say offline.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. All right. Now, I do say another word, Shanahan, but it starts with F, but it ain't fire when he do stuff like that. Because he'll do crazy stuff. It's like, what are you doing? There are so many games. Again, he's 52-46 overall as a 49ers head coach. Out of those 46 games he's lost, I could probably say about 15 of them he's lost because of bad decisions.
Okay, and I will give you the record. I understand the record, but man, to get you to 3 NFC Championship games and a Super Bowl,
hey man, hey, you could take me to everybody who knows me knows I like to hunt and fish. Okay, you could take me to a high fence ranch where there are nothing but 180 Boone and Crockett bucks out there, and be like, hey man, here you go. Shoot whatever buck you want is yours. If I miss the damn deal,
I feel you.
You'd have took me to the ranch. You'd have put the rifle in my hands. You'd have pointed the deer out to me.
And that's why I'm saying I get the frustration 100%. But
I do too. I do too.
He is one of the best coaches in the NFL. I know you know that. And
like I said, he's taking you to 3 NFC Championship games and a Super Bowl. Dude, I'm dying to get back to the NFC Championship game, okay? Just one.
Put it like
I'm
this.
dying for
Put it
that.
like this. Eric threw his record out there just now, right? What's his record, Eric?
52-46.
Okay. So let's put that there. Mike McCarthy probably has a better winning percentage with the Cowboys than Shanahan does, who has gone further consistently.
Okay, that's fair.
It's factual. He's won more when it matters than most coaches in the NFL besides freaking Andy Reid and Bill Belichick when he had Tom Brady.
And that's when Bill Belichick
It's
had Tom
factual.
Brady.
Okay. Again, I'm not poo-pooing that. What I'm talking about is his decision making when it really, really counts. You have no excuse
I got you.
not to win.
I got you.
I mean, the whole we ain't got into the quarterback situation yet, which I'm about to get to in a minute. But the reason why we have this quarterback situation is because of a decision that Kyle Shanahan made in the NFC Championship.
And we get it.
And it's like, bro, we wouldn't be talking about Tommy John surgery for Brock Purdy if Kyle Shanahan hadn't called a play that had the backup tight end blocking the third best pass rusher in the NFL one-on-one.
No, you can't do that. This is why you can't do it.
Why can't I?
Because you guys drafted Purdy the last draft pick this past draft. Who drafted him? Okay. Who put him in the system to where he can succeed and go undefeated. He hasn't lost a game. He got injured. Hold on. He got injured, right? And so we can't hyper focus on a play calling decision that the coach did that resulted in the player getting injured. It's part of the sport.
Dude, and not to mention
ball right here, he would never been injured. It's his fight. No, it's come on, man.
You got to hey,
hold. I'm gonna rebut that.
You got to the NFC Championship game with a third string quarterback drafted 7th round.
And I got to answer that too.
Pick.
Go ahead and finish. I got to answer.
Let me ask you a question, E. How many coaches you know is going to pull that off? How many coaches you know are going to pull that off?
Y'all do?
Go ahead.
Okay. So first thing first, Shanahan's offense is quarterback friendly. Okay. So
I know that.
It's not.
I know that.
And so that takes me to my next point. Kyle Shanahan is not a developer of quarterbacks. He does not develop quarterbacks. He wants his quarterbacks ready-made and ready to go. He can develop wide receivers, but he does not develop. He is not a developer of quarterbacks. They did not draft Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was a camp arm. That's what he was supposed to be. Somebody that probably wasn't going to make the roster, and they just lucked up. That's literally like me tripping and falling.
It's not lucking up.
No. Bag full of money.
No, they drafted him intentionally. He balled his butt off at Iowa State. They knew what they had in him. It wasn't like they just picked a random name. Brock Purdy. They knew what they wanted. They knew what he could do.
Wait. That's what Steve just said is what I said earlier in the show. It goes back to scouting, drafting,
and y'all can do that.
God. Oh my God!
Scouting, hey,
y'all,
hold
y'all
on.
are giving this man way too much credit.
Y'all
giving him way too much credit.
You had to scout him.
Y'all sound like the rest of the national media that really don't understand. Kyle Shanahan is not developing quarterbacks. He hasn't since he's been in his career. He puts them in an offense to make them look good. And I'm not saying anything negative about Brock Purdy. I'm not saying that. But let's stop the cap on, they scouted Brock Purdy because they knew Brock Purdy was going to do. Stop it.
No.
He was Mr. Damn irrelevant.
Somebody had to be.
He was a camp arm.
Somebody had to convince him to take Brock Purdy.
Hold on, Brandon.
I'm not saying he don't fit I'm not saying he does not fit the offense. I'm not saying
talking about that. But hold on.
But for y'all to step in and act like Brock Purdy was a strategic decision.
Let me get this.
E. Go ahead, Steve. And I'm going next.
So yes, you can say that, but think about this. Most of the QBs that Shanahan had were already veterans. Matt Ryan, super veteran when he was in Atlanta. When Shanahan was in Atlanta.
You're making my point for me.
Garoppolo, a veteran. I'm slightly agreeing with you. What I'm saying is right now he has a young quarterback that he brought in that was drafted the last pick of the NFL draft and has developed him and coached him to succeed like perfectly. He did not lose a game. That is development, man. I'm telling you this: if freaking Brock Purdy was a starting Cowboys quarterback or any other team, he would not have gone winless.
Thank you.
What's that an attestament to?
Brock Purdy had an opportunity to start for 4 years at Iowa State. Okay. In an offense that was similar to the offense that the 49ers run. Okay.
Okay.
So my point is that Brock Purdy was close to being somewhat ready-made. They was like, okay, this kid's throwing a lot of passes. He understands something similar to the offense. Great, we can bring him in for camp. If he was as good as they didn't develop Brock Purdy during the season. Brock Purdy was just there. And what ended up happening was, okay, let's call some plays to make sure that he can't screw this up. I'm not saying there's a difference between play calling to fit your player and developing a quarterback. And y'all are getting those two things misconstrued.
No,
He didn't do anything to develop Brock Purdy.
What I'm saying is this: somebody found this quarterback. Okay, somebody scouted him. You can say whatever you want to say. Somebody scouted him, convinced the front office to draft him, because if you don't draft him and you draft somebody else, who knows where Brock Purdy could have ended up as a rookie free agent. He would not have been a 49er, and you guys might not have gone as far as you did.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, we know he played in the Big 12 Iowa State, the Big 12. We knew he could play we knew he could play. Obviously, he's starting quarterback in Division I football. We knew he wasn't like some bum off the street. Yes, he could play, but the fact that you guys drafted him and was able to, the phrase should be develop him into a winning quarterback for our team, which is what you guys did. He won games, and your staff was a part of that.
And my thing is be glad, because, like I said, if you don't draft him and you draft some, if you don't draft him and you draft some tight end to be your fourth string tight end, and you don't have him, do you go this far as you did last year?
No. I'm not debating that point. We talking about two different things, and that's y'all trying to sit up here and tell me that this team that Kyle Shanahan developed Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was already developed. They call plays to fit what he can do. That's what I'm trying to say. The difference between good play calling to fit that guy and actually developing his skill level. And y'all sitting up here screaming, they developed his skill level. No. That's bullshit. Oh, excuse me. That's cap. No one. They did not develop his skill level. This man started for 4 years in college. It's the same reason. Now watch this. I'm really finna blow y'all out the water. If Kyle Shanahan was such a damn good quarterback developer, why the hell is Trey Lance where he at right now? And I retire.
Well, you can retire, but because Kyle Shanahan probably didn't even want to draft him.
You don't have an answer for that.
He didn't want to draft him.
Doesn't matter if he did drafted him or not. He's your quarterback. They put him on the roster. They traded 3 first-round draft picks for him. So obviously he should have been the starter. But instead, they use Trey Lance like he's a damn fullback with 16 design runs and snapped his damn ankle. So again.
Okay.
That's my point.
I get that.
He's such a damn good developer. He is not Andy Reid. Okay,
I ain't call Andy Reid now.
That, man.
I ain't call Andy Reid.
Sit up here acting like he developed Brock Purdy, this, that, and the third.
Listen,
Brock Purdy is still a rookie, because unless you start 16 games in this league, to me, you're still a rookie.
No, he made the all-rookie team. He's not a rookie no more, Eric. He went undefeated for y'all.
Steve, we're going over semantics, Steve. I understand he's not a rookie anymore by NFL standards, but he has not started 16 games. That's what I'm saying.
So you're telling me that Kyle Shanahan did not have a hand in Brock Purdy being as successful as he was?
Hell no. That's what I'm saying.
So if he went to Tennessee,
you give Kyle Shanahan too much credit. You give him too much credit. I'm gonna give him credit where it's due, but y'all, don't give him that.
If he went to Tennessee, would he have went undefeated? Would he won 9 games in a row?
No.
Wait, what?
If he'd gone to Tennessee, would he won 8 or 9 games in a row? No.
Again, it's the offense. The offense is quarterback friendly.
Tennessee's offense is the same.
Okay. All right.
So in Mike Vrabel's offense, hell no. In Tennessee, he wouldn't have done that because the offense isn't conducive for him to be successful.
Minnesota.
This offense is conducive for quarterbacks to be successful. Hell, I could be successful in that offense.
And good point. You would have been. And who will make sure that you are that successful?
Oh my God. Play calling.
By who?
Not, hey man, look, this is how you want to set your hips. Hey man, this is how you want to make this throw. No. We're gonna call this play because it fits your skill set. Okay, go.
I get you. You're talking quarter. I get you. I'm not disagreeing completely. I'm saying the offensive coordinator does develop the quarterback as far as being successful, moving the ball. Now we're talking about like mechanics. That's QB coach stuff. I get that. But when you're a quarterback that can win, that is developing him into a winner, into a leader of men. Because when you win, like it or not,
he was already a leader of men. He had gone to multiple bowl games in college. Man, come on, stop. The man started four games I go to. I know Iowa State ain't much, but he started more games in college than Trey Lance did, and that's not a knock on Trey Lance.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So he came in again, ready-made. It wasn't like he's
just ready to go, undefeated, huh?
Dude, again, play calling. You talking in circles right now. Who's doing
play calling, Eric?
Kyle Shanahan did the play calling, but that's my point. But that's the difference between it's the difference between me going to a snack machine, putting some money in there and getting some chips out, and me actually making the damn chips. Eric, that's what I'm trying to say.
He developed this guy, man. He's and I think Brock Purdy would actually say that as well.
Brock Purdy gonna say whatever he want to say because he Mr. Irrelevant and he's just happy to be here. And again, not knocking him. He played for fantastic. But let's stop the foolishness right here with this. If you want to give a coach credit, give Brian Greasy credit. Give Clay Kubiak the credit. That's the quarterback and the assistant quarterback coach. Stop giving Kyle Shanahan credit for developing quarterbacks because he doesn't. I wish Grant Cohn was on here right now.
I didn't say quarterback. I say he had a hand in Brock Purdy's success.
He had a hand in the plays he ran.
As a winner.
He had a hand in the plays he ran.
Okay.
That's it.
It could get a lot worse. You should be grateful.
And I'm not, and I understand that. So what are we talking about? I understand it. It could be a lot worse. We could have goddamn Ron Rivera. It could be worse.
You got Scott Linehan as your head coach.
Exactly. It could be. I understand all that, but I'm not finna sit up here and not talk about his fallacies and his issues that he has. So that's my thing with Kyle Shanahan. I am a realistic fan. I will be more critical of my team than any of the other 31 teams. They're gonna get fried up. Period.
I got you. I got you, man. I got you. I'm saying this is the first time that he had a rookie quarterback start that many games in his system. It's factual. And that rookie quarterback happened to go undefeated. And he came out of Iowa State just ready to just tear the league up. Kyle Shanahan had a hand in his success. Play calling, sure, but I'm sure he's worked with him a little bit as far as him being a passer. That's all I'm saying, man. That could be possible. You're just saying there's no way.
You remember when Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator of the Washington at that time Redskins?
Man, they had an offensive staff loaded. I mean, that was an all-star offensive staff. I didn't know at the time it was an all-star offensive staff until later, but goodness.
Yeah. They everybody, man.
Man, what?
LaFleur, Shanahan, McVay,
McDaniel,
you name it.
I was like, goodness.
All these guys are head coaches now in the league.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
And they've been winning.
So Shanahan has his own, I wouldn't call it a coaching tree, it's a coaching branch because it branches off of the branch that's Mike Shanahan, that branches off the branch that is Bill Walsh. So, but the difference is that all those guys knew how to work quarterbacks better than Kyle Shanahan. That's my point. Matt
LaFleur too?
No, not him.
Okay.
We're gonna throw him out. No. He you know how you got to prune branches on a tree? They're not producing fruit. Yeah.
Sean McVay?
No. Yeah, Sean McVay is he's still Kyle Shanahan's little boy. He's still Sean.
Here, we're not going there. You saying, see, this is the thing. See, this is what I'm saying. Sean McVay, super veteran Matt Stafford, hell of a roster, all in veterans and free agency. He didn't develop no damn Matt Stafford to win that ball.
No, but he developed Jared Goff to win a Super Bowl. I mean, get close to winning a Super Bowl, excuse me.
No. That aside, we talking about he didn't develop.
All I'm saying is this: if Kyle Shanahan developed Brock Purdy, then Sean McVay developed Jared Goff.
No. You said
no. Because it was good for the goose is good for the gander.
You said everyone from that coaching staff.
Look, Brad, don't do my stuff, man. Don't do that.
Everyone from that coaching staff, McVay didn't develop one damn quarterback because Stafford was already a veteran.
I ain't talking about Stafford.
And Goff, he made him a little better because Goff was about to be a bust under Fisher.
Man, everybody could be a bust under Fisher.
Nobody.
Nobody
That's what I'm saying. Nobody from that coach staff. You say everyone developed quarterbacks. No, LaFleur didn't. McVay didn't. Shanahan's the only one who had
McVay took trash and almost won a Super Bowl.
Shanahan's the only one that had a rookie to go as far as a rookie at that level.
And not just a rookie, but a 7th round rookie at that.
That's what I'm saying. So McVay didn't have that. LaFleur didn't have that. Shanahan did. So it's actually the opposite of what you said, E.
No. No. This is an example of giving a man too many flowers. Like, no.
Listen, I'm just saying he's
so the bottom line is this. Brock Purdy is a good player. In fact, I actually watched him in college. He's pretty good.
Absolutely.
And he's a good player, but at the bottom line is this. We don't know what he's going to come, because I've got to circle back around to Brandon's original question that we never got to. We don't know how he's going to come back off of this. He had elbow reconstructive surgery. This is not, hey man, I hit my funny bone and my fingers numb for a little bit. No, man. And people are acting like there are a lot of people who are nowhere around the team. Ain't attended one practice, ain't been to the training facility. They on the other side. I ain't gonna call their names.
Sam Darnold's gonna be a starting quarterback.
Yeah, but they up here talking about Sam Darnold gonna be the starting quarterback if Brock Purdy's not ready. First of all, the first thing they said was Brock Purdy gonna start week 1. It's like, who? How? Because evidently Jesus finna come and touch that elbow or something, because that's not nothing to play with. Second of all, his timeline for return doesn't give him a whole lot of training camp. They probably not going to plan for the preseason. And you finna throw him out there week 1 against the Pittsburgh Steelers pass rush? Are you serious? I don't know. That sounds like some Shanahan type stuff. That sounds like something Shanahan would do.
And you know what? I feel like y'all gonna be crazy. I feel like if Sam Darnold starts week 1, if he starts the majority of the games, I feel like he'll be successful understanding the hand system.
He'll be more successful than he was before, but let's be real. Sam Darnold is still recycled trash. Okay?
I'm not disagreeing. What I'm saying is Shanahan knows how to make quarterbacks work.
So let's see. There's a guy you skipped over. This guy named Trey Lance. They got skipped over. The guy that was a first-round draft pick, and they gave up 3 first-rounders to get. And everybody, and that's another thing that the national media is doing. Is like they completely skipping over Trey Lance. Like some people who remain nameless basically was like, yeah, it's looking like Trey Lance is going to be the 3rd-string quarterback after OTAs.
So let me ask you,
they ain't ran one drill they haven't ran one drill in real training camp yet. They haven't done any 11 on 11s, anything. But all of a sudden, you got Sam Darnold starting over Trey Lance. Trey Lance has 4 starts. 4. Sam Darnold has 50-some starts. We know what Sam Darnold is. We know exactly what he is.
Yeah,
we don't know what Trey Lance is.
A quarterback that was victimized by Adam Gase, unfortunately.
So right, exactly, Brandon. But let me ask you this, Eric. So, and this is me just asking because you know your organization better than anyone. What are y'all gonna do with? Is there a reason why is Trey? How can I say this about you? Without you getting
he's gonna do it anyway. You might just ask a question, man. Just ask him.
Is there something we don't know about Trey Lance as to why he's not in these conversations as to why
honestly
bringing these veterans?
Honestly, Steve, I have no clue why. they are the Trey Lance slander is so strong. It doesn't make any sense because the man, like I said, the man had 4 starts. 4. That's it. And I'm looking dead in the camera. And to anybody who's going to watch this show, and if you think that Trey Lance is a bust after 4 starts, you need to stop looking at football. You need to take up tiddlywinks, sticks, or marbles, because basically you don't know a damn thing about football. If you can call somebody a bust after 4 starts at quarterback,
what did he say? What did you say?
Listen, don't have him repeat that.
Take up basket weaving. Do something else. Quit watching football because you don't know what the hell.
Brandon, why you gotta do that? Why you gotta make? Why you gotta?
I'm trying to figure out what
you're right. He hasn't played enough to even be fully evaluated.
That's my point. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve.
That's my point.
The boys are tiddlywinks. I don't even know what the heck that is.
It's a game like a chip and you put it in and flip up. And
that's from Pinocchio.
I'm showing my age.
Okay, because this might be.
It's a real game.
This man be pulling stuff out his left ear, his right ear, out of his nostrils.
I'm just saying they should do all of that. Go play Jenga. I don't know, but stop looking at football. That's all I'm saying.
I like Jenga, man. Hey.
I do too.
I like Jenga too. They can take that up instead of talking about football, because there are people that are calling Trey Lance a bust. They're calling him a bust, and he's had 4 starts. And it's like, no, there's no way you can tell what this man really is after 4 starts. And then they'd be like, well, why couldn't he start more games? Because he was hurt. Well, why was he hurt? Because Kyle Shanahan would use him like a doggone fullback instead of actually letting him run the offense.
Tebow. Oh, no.
Thank you. Thank you. So that's the thing. And it's like that's the most irritating part about it is the people that I don't know where it comes from. To answer your question, Steve, to get back to it, I don't know where it comes from. Where people like, there's just so much Trey Lance hate and slander. Like, oh, he ain't this and he ain't that. How do you know? He hadn't even played that long. And then the people that are chirping about it the most are the people that are not even in camp. The people that are not at the practices. I'll listen to somebody like a Grant Cohn or Dave Lombardi or Larry Krueger who actually are at every doggone practice that they let the media in. Mm-hmm. I listen to those guys. But you got some other guys, again, like I ain't gonna try to talk about nobody's name out there because they some big names. But there's some big names out there, yeah, and Trey Lance just ain't got it, and this, that, and the third. And they're like, what practices have you watched? Oh, I watched 4 games. You think 4 games is enough? Yeah, it should be enough for Trey Lance. Well, how come 4 games is enough for everybody else, but it's enough for Trey Lance? That's an issue. Now let me be clear. I'm not saying Trey Lance is gonna come and blow it out the water. So don't come back on here in the comments, people, and be trying to run me if Trey Lance turns out to be awful. But he deserves a fair chance, especially if you've invested 3 first-round draft picks to bring him in.
Listen,
he deserves more of a chance.
Listen, when your organization does that kind of thing, you got to play the boy at some point. You have to make it make sense. You have to at least feel good, like, well, at least I gave him a shot. Everything I gave up, at least I gave him a shot to see what it was.
Thank you. And that's all I'm saying.
Y'all got to start him at some point to say that you did it.
You've been brought in. Do you know what kind of slap in the face that is to bring in somebody who, like a Sam Darnold, who has been labeled a bust because he's played umpteen games and looked a tragic mess in him. You bring him in and then say, "Oh, he gonna be the starter." That's a slap in the face to Trey.
Is that what? Well, I guess Brandon just said that. Like, yeah, I'm all for quarterback depth, absolutely, especially in you guys' kind of system. But you got to let Trey start over him, man. You have to at this point. Y'all have to do that.
Hey, you preach it to the choir. You preach to the choir because I'm like,
if you don't pan out, at least you gave him a fair shot to not pan out or to pan out. But at least you can say, I use these draft. I thought he was the guy. I give him a fair chance to be the guy to prove himself, and he's gonna do what he does with the opportunity.
Then lastly, I'm sick and tired of reading everywhere I go about the possibility of trading Trey Lance. It's like he has no trade value because he hasn't played enough.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So, like, what kind of sense would that make to trade him? That makes no bit from the business side of it. It's like stupid. Yeah. Like no. Because I really feel, and this is where my angst for John Lynch comes from, because if this does happen, John Lynch will never be able to redeem himself. If if they trade Trey Lance and this man goes somewhere else, and let's say Washington, and winds up going slap off, I'm calling for John Lynch's head,
and rightfully so.
I'm serious. It's like,
rightfully so.
Yeah. So you just don't do that. You didn't invested this much in it, and you gonna throw it away?
Listen
really?
Now is from a business standpoint. Now is the time to start him because we know Purdy's hurt, right? And now you have to show what Lance can do. Even if it's just to show what his trade value can be, if Purdy's is that much better than him.
And that's fair. That's fair. If Purdy just that much better, he shows that he's just that much better.
That's what I'm saying.
That's fine. And if Trey Lance has played enough games where people are like, well, hey man, I could do something with him, I'll give you a second for him. Exactly. Or something like that. Okay, we can let's get to the table.
Probably much lower. It probably much lower than that, only because he hasn't played.
Because I'm saying if he gets a chance to play.
Yeah.
But the thing is like naming Brock Purdy the starter, and we don't know. And yes, he's back to throwing again. His doctors released him, let him start throwing, but he is not allowed to be in drills yet, or 7-on-7 or 11-on-11 yet. So like he hasn't been medically cleared to do all that stuff yet. And then we talking about throwing him out there week 1 against the Steelers, bruh.
They have a solid defense, man.
Hey,
just TJ Watt alone is a problem.
To be honest, in my opinion,
they just there's a rumor the Steelers might be bringing in a particular linebacker too that used to play at San Francisco.
Reuben Foster.
Yep. There's a rumor about that.
Ooh.
And Reuben. I know we get off track, but Reuben. If y'all don't know, you gonna know how I feel about Alabama Mike linebackers. So I got the utmost respect for them.
No, they all play well. They all, some of them don't have as great a career simply because injuries or whatever.
Because they decided to be stupid like Rolando McClain.
Yeah, but
anyway.
Yeah, but to be fair, no, all of them are good. But yeah, we kind of going off on a tangent right now. But yeah, so to recap, it's a consensus. Tristan wasn't here. He all firing fireworks somewhere. But
Tristan, do not be like JPP, man.
Man, look, stop it. So we all have Arizona 4, the LA Rams 3, Seattle 2nd, and making the playoffs, getting the wild card spot. And then San Francisco as a consensus number 1 for the NFC West. So this concludes our 8-week series on the divisional picks for the NFL. We are not ending our show. When it says series ending, that does not mean we're ending the show. That means it's the end of this particular series. So we'll be back next week on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. So just, don't be like, oh, they did say last show. I don't know what Brandon is doing. He's throwing gang signs or something. I don't know.
No, he's still talking about JPP.
Oh my God.
Ignore my brother.
No, please be safe with your fireworks tonight. As we end this show and you prepare to go outside to fire off your fireworks because it's nice and dark now. Y'all, please be careful. Okay, please use safety, use common sense. Just please, okay. But
these are my confessions.
Make sure that you like and subscribe. Make sure you invite a friend to subscribe to the channel. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Got one on the way.
But we're just fans. We know you're just fans too. And come on the show and interact with us. All right.
All right. So anyway, all right, let me chill out for a minute. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on our 8-week series. This was it for the 8-week series. Of course, the show will continue, like E said. We will be back next week with something else, whatever, because NFL is dead right now. Just hopefully nobody gets in trouble.
There's always something to talk about.
Well, we're going to find something to talk about.
Somebody going to do something. I'm telling you that right now.
But we're live on YouTube, we're live on Twitch, we're live on Facebook, and we're live on Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter, IG, Facebook, and TikTok. By the way, guys, fans, I got some questions on Instagram. Go into our Instagram page. I think our last like 5 or 6 posts, I got questions on there, so please answer them if you ever get a chance to. And you can listen to us on Google, Apple, and Spotify podcasts. Thanks for joining us again. Down below, Steve White, who's a former coach.
Mm-hmm.
That direction, Swisher House Remix, H-Town, Panel 316, Austin 316 of football, Swisher House Remix. Me, I am quarter host, NFL Wildcat that runs this thing, and NFL Encyclopedia. Ladies and gentlemen, good night. Watch this. Watch this. These are my confessions.
Please be safe with your fireworks. Please.
I got one on the way, and I'm about to lose some fingers.
Please be safe.
Hold on.
With your...
There you go. Okay, here we go. Watch this.